Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. My name is Ken Haynes, and I'm one of the co-founders of a digital education and media company called BoomWriter. Now, BoomWriter is based off of a very simple premise with a technology twist. And I'll get to that in a second, but I want to tell you the story because BoomWriter has very organic origins to it. Just a couple of years ago, I was actually a classroom teacher, and I was approached by the father of one of my students who said to me, Mr. Haynes, what do you think would happen if you gave kids, if kids went online and you gave them a really captivating first chapter to read, something that would really grab them, again, all online, and then let them write what they think would happen next in the story. Then, if you have them be able to go back online, read the submissions of some of their classmates and their peers, and then vote on the ones that they like the best, with the one receiving the most votes becoming the next chapter. And then you continue that process until the story is completed. Just, what do you think about that? Do you think kids would like it? Do you think it would be a good learning tool? Do you think teachers would like it? Well, again, I was a teacher and I was struggling to incorporate more technology into my instruction. So I figured, I liked the idea. I didn't know how to answer his question, but I figured I'd give it a try. So we worked together, we got some input from some other teachers, from students, from parents, and this is what we came up with.
Welcome to BoomWriter, a new and innovative web-based tool that will have students reading, writing, and assessing the work of their peers in ways they've never done before. Here's how it works. Students are provided with the first chapter of a new story, what we refer to as a story start. After reading this, they work independently to write what they believe should be the next chapter of the story. Every student can introduce any new twist, turn, or character into the story that they'd like. When they are done, they submit their work to the teacher for approval. The teacher reviews each individual entry and can either approve or request revisions. When all the entries are approved, the teacher initiates the voting process. Students read the work of their peers and cast votes for the chapters that they like the best. They won't know the identity of the individuals that wrote each piece. This ensures that students are assessing work and casting votes based purely on merit. And of course, they can't vote for their own entry. When the voting is finished, the winning chapter becomes the next part of the story, and the process continues until the book is completed. Finished books can be read online and even purchased in softcover form. It's that simple. BoomWriter challenges strong students to produce their best work, while at the same time inspiring reluctant writers to exceed their normal output levels. BoomWriter is suitable for teachers in a variety of roles and can be used with group sizes ranging from 5 to 500 students. Register your school at BoomWriter.com and let your students read, write, compete, and get published.
Those little avatars, those are our boomers, and what happens is that kids have their boomer, and the more they participate, the more they can accessorize their boomers. They can get pets and buy skateboards and surfboards, etc. But we really think that we're onto something, because in less than a couple of years' time, since we've rolled it out, BoomWriter is now in over 3,500 schools, and we're in more than 60 countries, with little or no marketing. EdTech bloggers have written about us quite a bit, and it's been really teacher to teacher. Why the success? Well, first of all, BoomWriter is it's great project-based learning, and as a teacher, it was always my favorite thing. The kids would be engaged in project-based learning. But what you're doing is you're having kids interact with text in ways they've never done before, in terms of assessing and creating new content. It's a great way for them to develop and improve their critical thinking and their flexible thinking skills, and develop those 21st century skills that we hear about. Also, BoomWriter is incredibly flexible in terms of its application within schools. I've been a classroom teacher, a special education teacher. I would have loved to have had it. It goes from grades 3 all the way through high schools. We've actually seen it used in some colleges. It's not only is it just creative writing, and it is creative writing, even though it's not part of the Common Core. It lets kids write creatively, which they love. But it can also be used for different types of writing, personal narratives as well, and also persuasive writing. So it's really flexible. Also, it's loved by kids. Kids absolutely love it. So we have info@boomwriter.com, and we get all this great feedback from children with how much they love using BoomWriter. And kids need it. If you look at the statistic, it's unbelievable. Only a quarter of American high school students score proficient or higher on writing assessments. So it's a great instructional tool. It motivates kids to write more, and the best way to teach kids to write is to get them writing. Our successes. Thus far, we've raised about $1 million. Also, we've created the BoomWriter Technology Heroes program. And the great thing about this particular program is we've actually created our own channel to accelerate our products being adopted into schools. So what we do is we approach school districts, we create a partnership with school districts, and then we get a third-party corporate sponsor to come in and underwrite the cost of the books. So what happens is that districts adopt our program, teachers are incentivized to use it because they know their students will be able to get books that we then get paid for by third-party sponsors. So that's really helped us get into more school districts, and it's a scalable program. It's allowed us to get into Boston Public Schools, it's allowed us to get into Chicago Public Schools, and also the Boys and Girls Clubs of Boston. I mean, those are really the only districts that we've approached for the most part up to this point. They've agreed to do it, and next year in the fall, we're going to launch it on a much larger scale nationally. We have a great team. My other co-founders, Chris Twyman and Ian Garland, they're technologists, they're entrepreneurs, and they've built other businesses together. Tyra Greco, who is our
Okay, you only have a
marketing.
second to wrap up.
Okay. What about BoomWriter? We have a great product, we have a great team, and we've created the channels to accelerate our presence within schools and adoptions by schools. And we'd love anybody who is interested in learning more about us, you can contact me at ken@boomwriter.com.
Ken's partner's out at the schools event in Tucson, and this isn't his normal role, so we're glad.
I don't think they noticed.
So
I usually present in front of teachers.
questions, folks? Yes, over there.
So it does seem like a simple idea. So what's your special sauce to stop anybody else just replicating it with?
It's a proprietary publishing platform. So we have a patent submitted on that, on this particular means of producing content. So it's a simple premise, but we've submitted a patent for using the technology not only for creating the content, but also we have an algorithm that's been developed to help determine the winners of the pieces that are submitted.
Any other questions? Yes, right in the middle.
I'm sorry if you already said this, but so students have their own username and they can log in at school and at home? And
Yes. So in addition to being used in school, we have the BoomWriter Writing Club that allows kids to participate in these writing competitions on a global scale. So kids can log in at some point in time and jump into a competition. So they buy memberships to be able to do that. And we've actually also, we'll be rolling out, you'll hear an announcement, some of you will get an email if you're members, from a global, locally based media outlet. We're partnering to create the first virtual summer writing camp experience. So it is available for children to use both within and outside of schools. And it doesn't matter if they're using it in or outside of schools, the more they participate, the more points they're able to accrue for their avatar, which motivates
Okay, we have
kids
one
a lot.
last question up there.
And I'll try to shout out, I know I'm soft spoken. You indicated a couple of the benefits of this, and one of the biggest ones obviously would be the improvement in student writing, which you have mentioned that that's very important. You already piloted in schools. Do you have the data now to come feedback that this is actually improving writing skills, and how do you assess that?
We have there's a lot of anecdotal information that we have. We get great feedback from teachers. We're actually and we have some testimonials, but we're actually right now in negotiations to have a study conducted to actually, where we can get some, we want to look at the efficacy of the product, not just hearing, but actually having some more data to support that. So we're working on that right now. But the anecdotal stuff is pretty compelling.
Thanks, Ken.
Thank you.